Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome back to another video by the Continuing Life System. I am Leah Lilith, and I am announcing that we are back from our break, or at least until school starts back. Now, the bad news is that we have no idea when this will be. At least once a week, we get emails from schools saying it'll be the 1st of January to the middle of January. It'll be all in person. It'll be all online. It'll be a hybrid, clinicals versus no clinicals. Honestly, I just want to tell them, give me a call when you figure it out. But they'd probably think I was just being witchy. So, originally, we were going to continue our DID/OSDD series. However, while we were on break, we felt like this channel needed to have more of a relaxed feel and not so scheduled. It began really stressing us out. So we've kind of decided that each week we're going to grab a topic and just go for it. For anyone who believes or has said that having a channel plus working a full-time job and going to school full-time was easy, well, let me tell you something. They're crazy, and/or you are crazy. This is not easy. A lot of work goes into videos, especially for those people who are like super organized. Everything kind of goes together in a order. If they have sponsors, video footage, editing, retakes, if you have those like videos that have special music, just so because I am none of those things, we've kind of just decided to do a little bit change of pace. And we're going to talk about COVID. It affects everyone around the world. There are a lot of negatives, but there are also a few positives. And finally, a few COVID facts to finish us out. So let's get started. COVID, the good, the bad, and let's be honest, the ugly too. The good, introverts have an excuse to stay away, stay at home, be in their room, and not feel guilty. However, even if you're not an introvert and you just want to not be with this group, you don't want to be with these certain people, well, it's still a great excuse. It's also been really easy to spot people who are racists, sexist, and homophobic, and people who are just overall jerks. Hopefully, they're not your family or close friends. However, in my experience, it turns out to be your worst fear. Sorry to say, that kind of goes with the ugly part of this segment. Now, we have pajamas and comfy clothes. I'm sure many of you have seen the wonderful commercials of people in their business meetings at home and their business from about waist up. Waist down, however, they're either naked, just have underwear on, still have pajama bottoms on. Either way, I personally enjoyed this when we had a couple classes only online and we kind of did a Zoom call. I definitely partook of this and honestly stayed in my pajamas and a giant hoodie. Because let's be honest, if I'm at home, I am not getting dressed for class. Now, another one, this one can probably be considered good, bad, and ugly. People are realizing how much their mental health affects them, which has kind of had a positive effect in that it's caused more people to seek help. And so now a lot of mental health organizations are getting more funding because people are like, hey, this is a thing. It affects a lot of people. Let's actually try and help it now. So it's kind of good, bad, ugly. Now, for mostly the bad. I can't speak for other countries. However, in the US, we are seeing the highest number of unemployment and homelessness since the Great Depression. And even worse still, the majority of people who are homeless work full-time minimum wage jobs. And even more heart-wrenching, millions of people have lost their lives, and more will continue to lose their lives. Now, I know that sounds very depressing. However, let's get into some of these COVID facts, and it'll probably help a lot. First, COVID is transmitted through the air, much like tuberculosis or TB. When TB was first found, people were literally taken from their homes, placed in what was known as TB hospitals, and it was basically a death sentence. Their homes were burned in an attempt to eradicate it, and nurses literally told their families goodbye in order to care for these patients. And sorry to say, many of these nurses didn't survive. And the few that did had significant respiratory problems because TB affects the lungs, much like COVID. We also know that it has a 14-day incubation period. So basically, what this means is you have been exposed, and from that moment, you may or may not get COVID. So one thing is you get it and say it takes root in your body. You're not going to start having symptoms like that very day that you were exposed. It's going to take time. It has to basically grow. You can think of it like incubation period for eggs and for just babies in general. It takes time. And for this, it takes 14 days. So let's say you were exposed and that very day you went and got tested. Yeah, it's going to show negative. Now, 14 days from then, if you get tested again, if you do have COVID, it's going to test positive. Now, from here, I know I will get this question, so I'm just going to go ahead and tackle it. Is asymptomatic versus symptomatic? I have heard this a million times, whether it be at work, at school, on TV, listening to politicians argue about it, and not listening to scientists and doctors. So I will just give you the nursing side of this. The definitions themselves are super easy. Symptomatic, meaning someone who is showing signs of and symptoms of insert this infection / disease. It's super easy. They are showing symptoms. Asymptomatic is the opposite. A as an asexual, meaning no. So this is someone who is not showing signs and symptoms of insert infection or disease. So then who can transfer the infection exactly? Both. Doesn't matter if you are symptomatic or asymptomatic. If you have it, you can transfer it. And this is not just for COVID. People who are symptomatic can still have, or people who are asymptomatic can still have insert infection or disease. They're just not showing signs. They become what is known as a carrier, which means they can carry this infection or disease from one person to another. Now, when it comes to COVID, asymptomatic patients carry the same viral load as patients with symptoms. This was found on a recent study on COVID by the CDC, and it's published on their website. Literally, just go to cdc.com and then look for COVID information. Okay, so what this means is, doesn't matter if you have symptoms or not, if you are COVID positive, it means that you have the same chance of passing it to somebody else, whether it be family, a friend, or some stranger that you passed at the mall or supermarket. So, with this new information, what do you do? First off, wear a mask. It is recommended to wear a N95. However, it is not the only thing. It doesn't have to be an N95. And I know people will trash me for this, but hear me out. It's precautionary. And no, it's not 100% effective. Think of a condom. They help probably 99% of the time, but damn that 1%, right? So, how I'm going to prove this to you. There was a state in the United States, and I believe it was Oklahoma, but please don't quote me on that one. But all of the counties refused to participate in the mask mandate, except one. So this means lots of people. So let's break this down. The counties that did not wear masks have broken multiple records on the number of new cases and the number of deaths, all from COVID. Now, compare that to the county who wore masks. They've only had a handful of cases and only a few deaths. Which, sorry to say, whether you like it or not, masks help stop the spread of COVID. It's not going to stop 100%. However, it does help. And for the people who want to say, I can't breathe, my O2 sat is dropping. First off, probably the one that irritated me most was a white woman who was like, oh, that black man that died, he was saying, I can't breathe, and now they're all making us wear masks, and we're saying, I can't breathe, and yet they're still making us wear it. Yeah, okay, honey, right idea, but you're nowhere near the same ballpark. He literally was having someone crushing his lungs and diaphragm so he could not get air in and out, whereas a mask is just not comfortable. And for the people who say my O2 sat is dropping, here's what I have to say. I work in surgery where we have to monitor your O2 saturation. And again, for anyone who doesn't know, for centuries, people who do surgery wear masks. And especially if you work back in the OR, you basically wear a mask from the time you clock in to the time you clock out, which for some people is 8 hours. However, that 8 hours typically turns into 12 plus hours in actuality. And to kind of combat this whole it drops my saturations, many nurses and doctors, even on TikTok and Instagram, I have an Instagram and I've seen a lot of these videos where nurses and doctors have literally placed 5 and 6, 7. I saw one that had 10 masks, which I thought was impressive. And he did a combination of N95 mask, regular mask, painter's masks, just any and every mask known to man, put them over his face and monitored his O2 saturation. And guess what they found? It didn't drop their O2 sats. So I'm sorry for those of you who don't want to wear it for the 30 minutes to go to the store. Imagine being us nurses and doctors who have to wear these for 12 plus hours. And it's not just one mask. You have a little cheapo rinky-dink handkerchief as a mask, and we're forced to wear at least one N95 mask and a regular surgical mask. And some of us wear multiple because we have some predispositions that could make us highly susceptible to COVID, or like in our case at the hospital, many of our nurses have recently have children who are months old. Their immune system would not be able to handle COVID. So they are taking extra precautions to protect their families. So sorry, if they can wear it for 12 plus hours, you can wear it for 30 minutes to go to the store. Next, social distance. I understand how frustrating this is. I have not been able to hug my best friends at work, and I absolutely detest it. However, what I would hate even more is being the reason they got COVID and died. Now, we have all of this technology. We have phones. We can call them. We can do FaceTime, Zoom, Google Meet, whereby we can send things directly to their house or even to their work using Amazon and DoorDash and just all of this other stuff. There are so many things that we can do to help save and protect people's lives. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm sure there are going to be people who think that I am nagging and witchy and ranting, and sure, part of that is true. But I really want people to understand that there are things that you can do to not only protect yourself, but also protect your loved ones around you. Now, our hope is we will try to continue to upload every Monday. Whenever we find out officially when school starts back, we will place it in our messages to let you all know, but also on the next video that follows that, we'll try to put that in there either in the beginning or at the end. And please, 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 please stay safe, social distance, wear a mask, help us save a life. Thanks, everyone.